Hey, what's going on? I want to share a story with you. When I was in elementary school, I was in grade school, and I had to repeat the third grade. It was very tough. Um, my mother had told me prior to failing the third grade, she said that um, I have to go to summer school. I struggled in math. I wasn't real good at math, and she said, "You got to go to summer school, and if you want to not repeat the third grade, you're going to have to go to summer school." So, went to summer school, right? School had ended, went to summer school. And at the end of summer school, my mother got some mail and she came and she talked to me and she said that I have to repeat the third grade. And I just broke down crying because, man, this just broke my heart. Like, I'm not going to move on to the fourth grade with my friends. I'm going to be in the same grade. Actually, I'm going to be in the same grade with those who were second graders. Now they're going to be third graders this next coming school year. And I was just like, man, I'm devastated. I mean, tears just coming down my eyes or whatever. And then the other thing is that, she had told me that if I go to summer school, I wouldn't fail, right? I wouldn't fail. But I still failed. And so this means that I did all of that. I've sacrificed my summer. In the summertime, when school is out, you go over your cousin's house, you go over your friend's house, you spend the night over there, you have fun, you ride your bike, you go to the swimming pool, you go to amusement parks. You're just being a kid. You're playing video games, whatever. Playing basketball, going to the park, all of those things. And I couldn't do that. I sacrificed that for summer school so that I would not fail the third grade, right? And I had no choice. I was a kid. I had to do it. My mother said I was going to summer school, so I had to go. And I didn't want to fail the third grade. But I ended up failing anyway. And this had a negative impact on me. Like, I was just like, man, I had a negative view of school, right? All kinds of thoughts were coming into my mind as a kid. Like, what am I going to do? Like, how is school going to be like? Knowing that those who were in the same grade as me have moved on. And, the peer pressure. I even thought about will people be teasing me, making fun of me? Will I be get bullied? Will I be called a dummy? All those things were just going through my mind, and I was just like fighting those emotions. And I really think that when a student gets held back, that you kind of evaluate where that kid is at mentally and emotionally, because in some cases they may need some counseling. That's not just something you dismiss. This really weighed on me emotionally as a kid, and I didn't know how much weight I can carry, you know, regarding that. And so, one of the things that helped me was that the school that I went to was first through third. So everybody that passed the third grade went on to the fourth grade at another school. That was helpful. So I didn't really see my peers who had passed. I didn't see them. They had moved on, and so that was good. That was like a relief. So that kind of took some anxiety off of me as a kid. And the other thing was, I knew that they was probably thinking that, I moved. I was thinking like they don't think that I got held back. They think that I moved. That's why they don't see me at this other school. But I had to change the way I thought about school because I had a negative mindset about school after that. Like literally, if I would have kept on thinking the way I was thinking about school, being afraid that I was going to fail again or whatever, or just having a negative vibe about school, I probably would have dropped out in middle school. So I kind of found some ways to help me stay focused and have a positive image and mindset about school. And one of the things was that I started, getting actively involved in sports. in band. I learned how to play the cornet, which is a smaller version of a trumpet, and I also, started running. Playing basketball, being part of organizations that the school was sponsoring, and so those type of things gave me hope. Those type of things gave me just aspirations to achieve every time I went to another grade level. And so my mind shifted. I went from a negative mind view or a view of school to a positive perspective of school. And one thing I think, and I always share this with people and educators, that if a child gets held back, what are some of the tools that you're setting in place for that child can feel like there is hope beyond me being held back in this grade? Because high school is different, right? High school is different. You can fall behind in the ninth grade, 10th grade, but you can also, accumulate credits by, doing something different, some alternative ways of your education to get back on track to graduate within that 4 years. Elementary is different. It doesn't have a credit system. And so you're just sitting there, you get held back. And the pressure or the anxiety of feeling that you might get teased or bullied because you got held back is there. So that was one thing that helped me out, was that those who were going on to the next grade went to a different building, school, simply because the school that I was at was only first through third. But that's not always the case in other schools, right? Most schools most likely go to first through fifth or first through sixth. And you get held back, you got to see these kids that you were in the same class with move on while you still in the same grade. And that can have some mental effects on you, and I'm speaking from experience. So I always suggest, get some tools, get some counselors, get some tutors, and just set these kids, in an atmosphere, in an environment where they feel like there's hope for them, that they don't have to feel frightened and scared, why they have to repeat, that they don't have a negative mindset of school after being held back, because that could lead up them dropping out as early as middle school. So that's just something I wanted to drop, something I just wanted to share, what had happened to me in my life. So all right, hope this helped.